From this super weird minifigure with way more joints than a Lego one, to fakes that are so bad that they never should have been made. These are 74 of the weirdest Lego knockoffs ever. Up first is a set that would go perfectly with the Japan postcard set. This is the Art of Japan set, and let's just be honest for a second, this one is way cooler than the postcard set. It's not like there's anything wrong with it, but the colors and the amount of detail make the Art of Japan set way better. This set was actually submitted to LEGO Ideas by His Brick Materials, and got 10,000 supporters a few weeks ago, so there's a chance that LEGO does actually bring this set to life. This Art of Japan set is definitely super sick, but there are some items in this video that you won't believe, so make sure you watch all the way until the end of the video. Up next is one of the coolest Easter eggs in Pixar made into a LEGO set, the Pizza Planet truck. If you don't know the story here, allow me to tell you about one of the best secrets about the Pixar movies. This truck was used to deliver pizzas for a store called Pizza Planet in Toy Story, but it's had a cameo in quite literally every single Pixar movie to date besides The Incredibles. It's never obvious, but you can always find it. A set like this feels like it's right up LEGO's alley. I mean, we all know how much they love Easter eggs. They've literally included the A113 Easter egg from Pixar in the Spy Jet escape set in the Cars theme. So the Pizza Planet truck really isn't that far of a stretch. This set only has a little over 5,000 supporters on LEGO Ideas though, so if you want to see it on the shelves, go support it. While I'm talking about sets that need your help, I have to show you this LEGO Daft Punk concert set. This is by far one of the coolest LEGO sets I've ever seen. I'm personally a part of Gen Z, so I heard Daft Punk all the time growing up, and being able to build them out of my favorite childhood toy would be a dream come true. But even if you don't like Daft Punk as much as me, you have to admit, this set is crazy. From the giant pyramid that the duo are on top of, to the lights, and of course the minifigures, this is one that at least deserves a chance at LEGO's review. It has about 9,400 supporters right now, so I'm gonna recruit you guys again. Go show some support. Okay, I've done enough recruiting. So up next is something that we can all agree LEGO needs to make. But before that, I heard that if you don't subscribe to my channel in the next 5 seconds, Lord Business is gonna give you bad luck forever. So go save yourself and subscribe. Did you do it? I hope so, because time's up. Now, about that thing we can all agree on, it has to do with the LEGO Mario theme. This theme has been out for almost 5 years now, but if you look at a bunch of sets from it, you might notice that something's missing. There isn't a single minifigure in any of these sets. I don't have to tell you guys how much I like minifigures. I mean, just look at my channel name, but I know for a fact I'm not alone. Minifigures are easily one of LEGO's top 2 best ideas ever, and it's definitely not 2. I mean, it's part of the reason why the old Pirates theme is loved so much. All LEGO did was give those guys new faceplates, and people ate them up like candy on Halloween. If anybody from LEGO is watching this, please, just make some minifigures for the Mario theme. They'd be so cool. While you're at it though, do me a favor and put in a good word for this Gravity Falls Mystery Shack. This set recently got 10,000 supporters on LEGO Ideas and is getting reviewed as we speak. The set was submitted by Mini Brick Productions, but unfortunately, there's a chance it won't make it through the review. You see, this isn't Mini Brick's first rodeo. They've already submitted this set to LEGO Ideas, gotten 10,000 supporters, and failed the review, which, by the way, happened in 2023. So while odds are low that we finally are getting a LEGO Gravity Falls set, they aren't zero. Let's just hold out hope. However, if I had to pick one set to root for in this round's review, it'd have to be this LEGO Appa set. This would be one of the best comebacks in LEGO history. It's been so long since we've gotten a new Avatar set. We all know the story there. We got 2 sets way back in the day, but then LEGO never made any more of them, and now those 2 sets are worth a disgusting amount of money. Come on, LEGO, just let the people live out their childhood dreams and release the Appa set, and don't even think about not including some minifigures. Speaking of minifigures, this next set would come with 11 of them. I'm talking about the Grand Central Station set. If you didn't know, Grand Central Station is one of the biggest and oldest train stations in New York City. And side note, it also looks super cool. Unfortunately, the set in LEGO Ideas for this train station doesn't quite capture how grand it really is. But you'd need way too many pieces for that, so I can't really be surprised. Honestly, if LEGO doesn't let this set pass their review, I wouldn't be shocked if they made a giant version themselves and put it in the architecture theme. It fit very nicely. But instead of praying that LEGO makes something, let me show you this Man on the Sea set. This one is just downright beautiful. With all the colors, the details in the ocean, and the giant swordfish bringing it all together, it truly is a masterpiece. The creator of this set, Ian Ha, made it based on the book The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. But you don't need to know about the book to appreciate the work of art that is this set. Ha must have a special place in his heart for the book though, because not only did he include a quote in the set, but he also made a little podium with a mini version of the book, and made the set itself look like it's popping out of the middle of a book. I mean, he he really hit every nail on the head here. Seeing as how well LEGO nature sets do, there's a chance this one makes it onto the shelves. But if I'm going to talk about nature, then I have to show you this Jumanji board game set. If you've never seen the movie Jumanji, you might have heard of it because of the remake with Kevin Hart, but in the original, the movie is centered around a board game. The creator of this set, Bricktacular Builds, is a longtime Jumanji fan and made sure the LEGO version was perfect in every way possible. First of all, the outside of it looks just like how it did in the movie. It even has the arrow going through the middle of the word and everything. Second of all, it opens up and comes with the 4 game pieces and a pair of dice. But by far the coolest part is that you can find an adult Alan Parrish minifigure in the middle of the board game, which is where he got sucked into and trapped in the jungle for all those years. It's genuinely a perfect remake, and so is this next set too. This is the LEGO Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated set, and I wasn't lying when I said it was a perfect remake, at least on the outside. There isn't much that needs to be said here. We all know a Phineas and Ferb set would feed families. The thing is though, it's in a pretty similar situation to the Gravity Falls set. 3 different Phineas and Ferb sets have been rejected by LEGO over the years, one of them being a Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated set made by the same person. So the odds aren't really in our favor, again. However, this next set is one of the coolest ideas for a LEGO set ever, so this one might actually get made. I'm talking about the Cliffside House set, and I don't know about you, but I've definitely never seen a LEGO set that was made to be mounted on a wall. The only downside to this set is that you have to drill 5 screws into the wall if you want to display it properly. So there's a chance LEGO sees that and decides not to go for it, but that's quite literally the only downside. Obviously, the set itself is super sick, but the creator even used LEGO pieces to mount the set on the screws, which is super good thinking. They also said that it has incredible stability after months of being mounted, which is very important to know. If I saw this in stores, I'd buy it no questions asked, but not before I picked up this Geometry Dash Cube set. Just like the Cliffside House, the creator really thought outside of the box with this one. I'm assuming they took some inspiration from the Mario Cube set, and considering how well that set did, that'd make a lot of sense. And just like that first cube, this second one is packed full of references. The set comes with 10 figurines, all of which are used in the game. And of course, there are some direct references on top of the set. But if you turn it around, there are 2 back panels that can be removed. And one of them reveals a direct reference to the first level in the game, Stereo Madness, which is super sick. I think we can all agree that LEGO needs to make more sets based on video games, like this one. But another one they need to add to their roster is this PlayStation 2 set. Going off LEGO's track record for video game consoles, this one in particular actually doesn't make much sense. So far, we have the Atari 2600 and the original Nintendo Entertainment System, which were both the first consoles made by each company. So it'd make a lot more sense if LEGO made the first ever PlayStation into a set. But I don't even care. This one looks so good and it's under review right now, so there's no way I'd talk about a different one. The creator not only made it 1-to-1 in size, but in looks and functionality too. It has a circuit board on the inside, a fan for cooling, and you can even plug in the controller. There's also a makeshift disc tray and disc reader, and USB ports too. I mean, this person really went all out. And as cool as it is, they didn't go quite as hard as the person who made this working card shuffler. We've all had to have been there at least once. You go to shuffle a deck of cards and they either fly everywhere or you literally just can't do it. You know what's way easier than shuffling cards though? Building with Lego bricks. This thing was made to make playing card games way easier, and of course it looks insane too. It's powered by motors from Lego Technic, but if you don't want to rely on those, there's also a lever that lets you use the machine manually. In terms of functional Lego sets, this one is definitely one of the best, especially since it can be used in real-world scenarios. It's the perfect cure for boredom, right next to this Lego remake of the famous game Tetris. Tetris is one of the most simple video games ever made, but that's part of what made it so addicting back in the day. I doubt there's a single person who hasn't heard of this game before, so a Lego set for it makes perfect sense. Just like the card shuffler, this set is functional too, which makes it way better. Now, because of how Tetris works, the Lego version could never truly recreate it. The pieces are all supposed to be random and fall at a certain speed to try and mess you up. But with the Lego one, you choose every piece you use, and the second you drop it, it falls. Still though, it doesn't have to be perfect to be considered a good set. Lego can easily help make it better if they want to, and I can say the same thing about this Smurfs set. This one was made by the Half-Blood Baron and is a nice little set of the Smurfs village. These guys are a classic in the cartoon world. It's another name that everybody's heard of, and it would fit right in with the Lego Flintstones set, which came from Lego ideas just like this Smurfs set. Because of this one, it's obvious that LEGO at least has some love for classic cartoons. So this Smurf set being put on the shelves isn't that far of a long shot. Who knows, we might even see a LEGO Jetsons set if we get really lucky. But to be honest, odds are LEGO sticks with their roots. And this pirate-themed restaurant set is right up their alley. The creator of this set quite literally took two of LEGO's most successful themes and combined them into one: pirates and modular buildings. The pirates theme has long been one of the most famous LEGO themes. I mean, I already brought it up once in this video, but there's way more to it than what I've already talked about. And the modular buildings theme, well, it may be decently new comparatively, but it's still super popular. I wasn't just saying that the creator had the modular buildings theme in mind when they made this set, by the way. It can be separated by its floors just like the ones from that theme. And get this, they're compatible with sets from the modular buildings theme. Isn't that crazy? I'm not exactly sure how they were able to do this, but all that matters is that they did. This set is on LEGO Ideas right now, and somehow it only has a little over 2,200 supporters. I personally think this set would get eaten up by LEGO lovers. So if you believe in the vision, go show some support. Designed by Bricknificent, this 1,234-piece masterpiece lets you build a museum that the world's needed for a long time. Clearly, this isn't just a LEGO set. It's practically a love letter to everyone's favorite soft-spoken artist. Now, let's talk about standout features. First, you get to build 6 of Bob's classic pieces. LEGO's creativity here is next level. Ice cream scoops as waterfalls? Genius. Baby bottles as paint tubes? Bob Ross himself would approve. It doesn't end there though. You also get a rollable studio camera with built-in lights so you can recreate scenes from the show. And there's even a tiny movie clipboard, a timer tile counting down the show, and of course, Peepaw the squirrel sneaking around to steal the spotlight. This set is clearly a cut above the rest, but you won't believe how crazy some of the other builds are in this video. So be sure you watch all the way until the end. Up next is a build from none other than Nathan Sawaya, but this one is nothing like his other builds. I'm talking about a real-life scale LEGO Batmobile. This isn't some small-scale model you can just toss on a shelf. No. This Batmobile is built from over 500,000 LEGO bricks and is over 18 feet long. And don't think for a second that Sawaya just slapped it together in a weekend. Oh no. This baby took nearly 500 hours of hard work to come to life. Here's the kicker though. This LEGO Batmobile isn't just impressive in size. It also weighs in at a staggering 1,500 pounds. Yeah, you heard that right. That's roughly the weight of a real car. Not bad for something made entirely out of plastic bricks, right? From the sleek, iconic lines of the Batmobile to the intricate details that make it a perfect replica of Batman's ride. This build isn't just a tribute to the Dark Knight. It's a showstopper. If you're into LEGO Batman or just epic builds in general, this is one that needs to be on your radar. Sawaya truly proved that LEGO can do anything, even if it's a Batmobile that might just break your back trying to move it. Up next is this insane custom LEGO Star Wars TIE Bomber by Jirok. While the official LEGO set is focused more on playability, Jirok's version is all about authenticity. This build doesn't just capture the TIE Bomber, it perfectly recreates it. The attention to detail in this MOC is so good. Jirok uses advanced techniques to get those sharp, clean edges and proportions spot on, making this one of the most accurate LEGO TIE Bombers you'll ever see. And, like, let's be real for a second. The official set feels like an entry-level version compared to this beauty. If you're looking for the ultimate TIE Bomber for your collection, Jirok's build is the clear winner, and unfortunately for LEGO, the same can be said for this next set. This is the LEGO Titanic, and even though it's incredible, there's actually one out there that's not only better, but it's massive. Made by the legendary Ryan McNaught, aka the Brickman, this incredible replica of the Titanic uses around 102,000 bricks and stands as a testament to both creativity and painstaking attention to detail. This version really does capture the grandeur of the original ship, complete with multiple decks, lifeboats, and all the little touches that make it so iconic. But Ryan couldn't have done all of this on his own. He got some help from fellow builders Mitchell Kruik and Clay Mellington, and together they spent over 250 hours putting this thing together. But just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, this Titanic lights up, which adds so much more to it. It truly is a masterpiece. Up next is a set based on one of the most popular artists of the last 20 years. This is the Eras of Taylor Swift set, and honestly, this is a super cool idea for a LEGO set. Taylor Swift has gone through a bunch of different eras throughout her career, so seeing them made of bricks would definitely make the Swifties happy. But to be honest, this isn't even the best Taylor Swift LEGO build that's out there. Check out this LEGO built version of the Eras Tour stage. The Eras Tour was Taylor's most recent tour, and it was one of the biggest tours in music history. This massive stage was made by Paul, and not only did he perfectly replicate the stage, he even added all the minifigures for the crowd too. Considering the fact that LEGO's never even made a set for Taylor Swift, I think it's pretty obvious that these two are better customs. That might change soon though. The first set I showed you is on LEGO Ideas, and just recently got 10,000 supporters. So if it passes LEGO's review, it'll be a real set that you can actually buy from the LEGO store. But that's all just a pipe dream, so let's move on to the next custom build. Up next is an insane version of the LEGO Star Wars ATTE Walker, made by David Buchholz. While the Walker released by LEGO is fun for action scenes, Buchholz's MOC is better in every way. We're talking on-screen accuracy that'll make any Star Wars purist do a double take. Buchholz doesn't hold back with the details. The leg articulation, spot on. The armor plating, realistically menacing. This build captures the ATTE in all its glory, and honestly, I wish LEGO released this one instead of the one we got from them. It's builds like this that make you question why more people aren't designers for LEGO. I mean, this build is clearly made for the spotlight, but it's only gonna get 15 seconds of fame, because this next build is out of this world. This is a brick-built version of Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, and you won't believe how many pieces this thing has. It was put together by 3 people from West Valley Brick Builders, and after an entire year, they used over 300,000 pieces to construct this beauty. The crazy thing about it though is that it wasn't just made for Pocahontas. The entire base of the build is lined with scenes from Disney movies, all made out of LEGO. There's Tangled, Toy Story, Big Hero 6, and so many others. But what about the actual tree though? Well, to no one's surprise, a ton of effort went into it. Not only is the entire inside of the tree lined with LEGO Technic, but these builders even managed to automate facial expressions into the tree. The eyes, lips, and eyebrows literally move on their own. It's obvious that this tree is going down in the LEGO history books, and as cool as it is, it's time to move on to the next build. This is a build made by Caleb Dahl, and it's showcasing none other than the Boston Tea Party from 1773. This is one of the most famous events in American history. It was America's biggest step towards freeing themselves from British rule in the early 1770s. And as we all know, 3 years after this event, America officially got their independence in 1776. It's understandable why LEGO would never make an official set for this event, seeing as how it was an act of protest and the fact that LEGO isn't even an American company, so they don't really have any reason to care about it that much. But if you have the pieces for it, you can build whatever you want, from the color scheme to the minifigures and even the random pieces laying around all over the dock. Dahl really made this build look like something from the 1700s. History buffs are always looking for a way to express their love for history with LEGO, and the only people who do that as often as them are Star Wars fans. Now let's talk about one of the coolest LEGO Millennium Falcons ever made, built by Marshall Banana? Don't let the name fool you. This thing is an absolute monster. Measuring around 32 inches long and weighing in at over 20 pounds, this beauty is made with around 7,500 pieces. But what sets this Falcon apart? Well, it's designed to look like it's mid-flight, which is something we've never seen from LEGO before. We're talking a fully decked out cockpit, a gunner's platform, and even a lowering ramp too. Banana didn't rush this one. He spent an entire year planning, collecting pieces, and building it to perfection. And yes, he even added lighting to make it glow like the real deal. The result? A perfect tribute to the most iconic spaceship in the Star Wars series. The crazy thing about this though is that LEGO is so versatile. So even though this build looks great, this next one might be cooler to some people. This is an MOC LEGO Ski Hill made by JK Brickworks, and you might be wondering how it could ever be cooler than that Millennium Falcon. Well, it's because this ski hill actually works. If you drop some minifigures in the right spots at the right time and crank the lever on the back, they'll go up and down the mountain as many times as you want. But just in case you don't feel like doing it manually, you can attach a Technic motor to the back and the crank will go all on its own. That's right, this build can be fully automated if you so wished. On top of all of this, there's also another control on the back that lets you change the steepness of the hill, adding another layer to this already insane build. Functional LEGO sets like this one are awesome to see, and they're even cooler when fans make them instead of LEGO themselves. But it's time to move on to the next build. Next up, let's talk about David Duperon's take on the Blade Runner spinner. And trust me, this is no ordinary LEGO build. I mean, just look at the shape of this ship. It may not be as big as some of the other builds in this video, but seeing a vehicle like this built out of LEGO is super impressive. This isn't just a regular custom build. It's a passion project that goes beyond what most official LEGO sets offer. The level of complexity is insane, making it clear that David poured countless hours into making sure every little detail was perfect. From the car's precise design to the overall feel of the build, it's like you're holding the actual spinner in your hands. But honestly, I think it's time we get back to the massive builds, and boy oh boy do I have a good one for you. This is the LEGO Jedi Temple, built by Lee Roberts and David Hall. And obviously, this build is in another league. If you don't know anything about Star Wars, then it'd be good to know that this monster is based on the Jedi Temple in the Revenge of the Sith. But it'd be even better to know that LEGO's never even made a set for this location. It's one of the most iconic places in Star Wars, and yet there's no official set for it. Even if LEGO did decide to release something though, there's no way they're topping a 50,000 piece build made by true Star Wars fans. Hopefully we do get a LEGO Jedi Temple set one day, but no matter what, I have a feeling this custom one will always be better. Now for this next build, you're gonna have to hear me out. I actually found a better version of the LEGO Hogwarts castle. I know it sounds crazy, but just look at this. This is anything but your average LEGO castle. Made by Alice Finch, this build captures the magic of the wizarding world in such intricate detail, you'll probably start looking for a Hogwarts letter in the mail. From the towering Great Hall to the notorious moving staircases, this castle feels alive. But let's talk about the details. Classrooms, secret passageways, and even hidden chambers. But there's one thing about this custom that sets it apart from the real set. This one is scaled to minifigure size, so it's not only way bigger, but there are actual minifigures in here, unlike the one that LEGO themselves released. But a custom LEGO build isn't complete without lights. This entire castle can light up, giving it a sense of life that you just can't get from released LEGO sets. Call me crazy, but I think this Hogwarts castle is way better. What do you think though? Let me know down in the comments. Let's end this video off with an absolute showstopper, Adrian Drake's Serenity ship. This masterpiece, made from a jaw-dropping 70,000 pieces, took around 475 hours to complete. That's almost 20 full days of non-stop building. And the result? Nothing short of spectacular. Drake's Serenity ship is from an old show called Firefly, and look how good it looks compared to the show. From the intricate interiors to the perfectly crafted engines, every detail has been carefully thought out. It's not just a ship, it's an entire universe packed into LEGO bricks. This scale is massive, and when you see it in person, it's something totally different. This Simpsons minifigure was actually available back in 2014, but after LEGO Simpsons got discontinued in 2018, people have been making a bunch of fake ones. For that reason alone, they definitely deserve to be banned. But don't worry, I'll talk more about that later on in this video. Instead, I want to talk about cars. LEGO is known to have some of the best models of licensed race cars, and their competitors aren't even comparable. This is a car from a company called Hawkblocks, and this thing is just straight up embarrassing. The spoiler on the back and the 4 randomly placed exhaust pipes remind me of cars I drew when I was like 4 years old. But worse than that are the colors. They're completely random, and it honestly hurts my eyes just to look at them. Another thing that's easy to tell by looking at this picture is the quality of the bricks. They look so cheap that a grown man would probably be able to break one in half. This thing is just all around not good, but it's got nothing on some of the other knockoffs in this video. Up next is a company called Make It Blocks, and if there's anything good to say about them, it's that they at least got the colors right. Sold in Dollar Tree stores, Make It Blocks costs $1.25 for a set of 25 pieces. That's 5 cents a piece, which is still a little expensive considering an authentic piece of LEGO costs about 10 cents on average. Design-wise, the battle tank on the left and the fighter jet on the right don't look that bad, but someone actually left a review of these sets and apparently had a lot of trouble putting it together. Some pieces need a lot of force just to put them together, but even then they don't stay in place really well and they don't even stay flush with the rest of the set. But that isn't all. Some pieces are super hard to put together, but others are nearly impossible to take apart. However, there is one upside. These pieces fit perfectly with actual LEGO pieces, which in the end makes this knockoff a little less embarrassing, but still pretty bad nonetheless. Up next is a set that's honestly just disappointing. Trust me, after seeing the next one, you'll need to wash your eyes out. This set is called Minecraft's, and if it wasn't obvious enough, it's based on Minecraft. I don't even know what's worse, the name of the manufacturer, the name of the set, or the set itself. The manufacturer is called QS08, which sounds and looks really disturbing somehow. But worst of all is definitely the Pumpkin Man. I can see here that we have a skeleton figure, as well as an Enderman, but what in the world is this figure with a pumpkin face? I've never seen anything like this in Minecraft before, so if you have, let me know what it is down in the comments. Just when you think these knockoffs can't get any worse, you see this. A fire rescue helicopter set made by Bonbao. Design-wise, this set isn't that bad, but the longer you look at it, the more you'll notice how much is actually wrong with it. Let's start with the fact that the sirens on the helicopter are the wrong color. Blue sirens are only used on police vehicles, and since this helicopter is with the fire department, they really don't belong here. That's a little nerdy though, so why don't we look at something more obvious? These minifigures are just awful. Not only are their bodies proportioned really weirdly, but the faceplate is honestly just creepy. I don't know. If you ask me, this set is just downright cursed, so let's move on from it. Have you guys heard of the LEGO Legends of Chima theme? It was a super popular LEGO theme from the early 2000s that a lot of people miss. In fact, it got so popular that LEGO even made a TV series inspired by the theme back in 2013. In case you missed out on it, I have the perfect set for you. This is the Legends of Chima Eagles Castle set, made by Bella. It's only 12 bucks, so I wasn't kidding when I said you could get it. When you compare this thing to a real LEGO Chima set, it doesn't look bad at all, until you open the box. For 12 bucks, the quality of bricks in this set is definitely not that good. But hey, at least you got to experience Legends of Chima, right? If that isn't good enough for you though, I might have a better option. I'm kidding, it's actually way worse. This is a set from the same company, but instead of being Legends of Chima, it's actually Legends of Chimo. This set is a really bad copy of the LEGO Chima's Speedors set. The original LEGO set isn't that expensive. It costs about $10, so I don't really see a point in making a knockoff version of this set. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who likes talking about LEGO. Up next is a set based on the game Rainbow Friends. This is what the original Rainbow Friends LEGO set looks like, and this is what the knockoff looks like. Even though these figures are promoted as authentic, they are far from it, and it isn't hard to figure that out. All you have to do is type Rainbow Friends blocks in your search bar, and you'll get a bunch of websites selling 8 figures for around 15 bucks. Even though they look absurd, especially when compared to the authentic figures, that price makes them a little less embarrassing, I guess. Up next is a set from a company called ClickBrick. Their claim to knockoff fame was with these truck sets, which don't look that bad, but they don't look that good either. The company has the word brick in its name for a reason though. Everything they make looks like a brick. These sets are relatively cheap, costing around $10 to $15, and apparently the pieces are compatible with other major brands too. I guess since LEGO truck sets can get pretty expensive, these are an okay alternative. At the very least, there's something to look at. For this next segment, I want to ask you guys a question. What do you get when you hire good designers with bad taste? Well, you get Ryan's World 6-in-1 car set. This set can be made into a hot rod, a dune buggy, or even a spy robot, which is really random. But this isn't even my problem with the set. My problem is that the bricks are see-through. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to bricks, there are very specific times when you can use see-through bricks. But that's it. This set is not only embarrassing, but it's also not even worth buying since it costs $65. Remember that Simpsons minifigure from before? Well, that one is actually real. LEGO Simpsons was a real LEGO theme once upon a time, and it lasted for 4 whole years. In that time, LEGO released a lot of sets and minifigures under the theme. And since The Simpsons is so popular, a lot of people bought them. This was all the way back in 2014 though, which means the Simpsons theme has been retired since 2018. That's 6 years ago now. Since then, a lot of knockoff manufacturers have been making everything from LEGO Simpsons. They've made loads of sets and a bunch of minifigures too. Since LEGO Simpsons was actually a thing, these knockoffs definitely deserve to be banned. They've caused a lot of confusion over the years, making some people think LEGO Simpsons never actually existed. I have faith in you, LEGO. Get rid of these ones. Up next is a set from a long-lost show called Stargate SG-1. The series first aired in 1997, and it was an inspiration for a LEGO set. Now, the only problem was that this set wasn't made by LEGO, but by a company called Best Lock. Best Lock made a few Stargate sets, but one called Jack and Daniel Off-World is by far one of the worst. This particular set released back in 2012, and it comes with 110 pieces. At the time the set was released, it wasn't a bad deal. Even though we've seen worse, this set still looks pretty bad, and the quality is awful. But for a price of $5, it's a steal. At least it used to be. These days, this thing sells for like 50 bucks, and there's no way I'm paying that much for a knockoff LEGO set. Up next is a knockoff set for the LEGO Friends theme. This is the Beauty Shop set, and it's actually made by that company Bella from before, but it's way better than what I showed you earlier. What's crazy about this set is that if you put it next to a real LEGO Friends set, there's barely any difference. Even crazier than this, people who bought the Bella set said that the quality of bricks for the price they paid is actually pretty good. But if you thought about buying one of these, I'd go ahead and toss that idea out the window. Last year, the Bella factory was raided for making sets without licenses. They were completely shut down and had everything taken away from them, meaning that every set from Bella actually is banned. Up next is a set from one of the oldest LEGO knockoff companies ever. And even though they're super old, their sets still suck. This is the Fire set from a company called Kogo. The set features a firefighter putting out the fire on a burning porta potty. But this guy isn't your ordinary firefighter. Instead of a fire truck, he's driving a motorcycle, which means he had to carry the hose all on his own. Overall, the set looks pretty bad, but considering it costs less than $4, I guess it's not that bad. This next company, though, might make even worse sets than Kogo. I don't really know what I was expecting, though. Their slogan is literally build a lot, pay a little. This is their 3-in-1 multi-pack set, featuring 3 emergency vehicles, one for police, one for firefighters, and one for the military. The police one looks the worst out of the 3, but the military one actually looks pretty dope. According to one reviewer, the pieces don't feel as cheap as he expected, but they don't click together easily and the colors don't match. You can find these things at Dollar Tree if you're really fiending for some knockoff LEGO. Up next is probably one of the best looking knockoff minifigures on the market right now. This is a LEGO Luffy minifigure from the hit anime One Piece. One Piece has been around for over 20 years, but LEGO hasn't collabed with them yet. So this thing is definitely fake. For the price though, it actually looks really good. You can pick this thing up for $5 over at Dell's Bricks. So if you're a One Piece fan and want to add some LEGO to your collection, this guy is perfect. This next knockoff though is seriously one of the worst in this video. Just look at this. This is what official LEGO minions look like. And then this is how their knockoffs look. Are you serious right now? This figure is made by a company called Jin Run, and unfortunately, this isn't the only minion minifigure they've made. There's more of them. They don't even have the minion's body. Like, what's the point? And the fact that you can only buy them on AliExpress makes this whole situation worse. This is one of those knockoffs that you can't help but laugh at. Like, literally, what is this stuff? Not every knockoff is that bad, though, especially when they're making stuff for LEGO Star Wars. These are Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigures from a company called Bomb Bomb, and at first glance, I couldn't even tell these were fake. Now, obviously, the packaging is a dead giveaway, but the minifigures themselves actually look really good. The hair pieces, face plates, and even the hands all look super accurate. What really tied this together, though, were the blasters. If those don't look like actual LEGO Star Wars blasters, then nothing does. I mean, they're literally perfect. Honestly though, these minifigures deserve to be banned. We can't have fakes this good running around on the LEGO market. Where there are good knockoff minifigures though, there will also be bad ones. Here we have 3 minifigs. Each of them were made by a different company, and all of these companies have a really weird name. The first one is Lego, like Lego with an A, JLB, and LEBQ. The Lego figure features Wolverine, and on the package it looks pretty good, but this is what you actually get. Not so great. JLB is the worst of all though. On the package, we have a picture of Anna from Frozen, but if we zoom in on the bottom left corner, we can see what's waiting for us when we open the package. I don't know if this is more funny or embarrassing. But lastly, LEBQ made a knockoff minifigure of Honey Lemon, and honestly, it's just awful. Once again, if we zoom in on the package, we get to see what she actually looks like. I don't know what it is with these knockoff companies, but packaging isn't everything, guys. The actual product needs to be good too. After those 3 minifigures, we need something a little better. So I present to you Lepin, one of the best LEGO Star Wars manufacturers ever. It's known for 2 things: decent quality and amazing prices. For example, Lepin's Star Wars Millennium Falcon costs about $150, while LEGO's authentic Millennium Falcon costs a whopping $850. Lepin's set for the given price looks good enough. It's nowhere near as detailed as the one from LEGO, but then again, what do you expect for $150? If you were to put these 2 next to each other, you would see a huge difference and think that Lepin's Millennium Falcon shouldn't exist. But if you're on a budget, this thing is really good. After going over a decent set, it's time to get back to those that make your eyes burn. Here we have Spider-Man on a bike, and the set is called Street King, made by a company called Brick. Yeah, it's literally just Brick. I bet the owner of this company brags all the time that they got a good name and all the other companies didn't. But that changes nothing, because this set proves that his company shouldn't exist at all. First of all, why would Spider-Man need a motorbike when he can swing in between skyscrapers? Second of all, does the packaging really need to say handsome appearance? I mean, come on guys, out of every word in the English language, you pick those 2? But third and worst of all, this thing is just flat out ugly. You'd think with a name like Brick, the company would at least be able to make some good sets, but I guess not everything is meant meant to be, especially when it comes to wrestling. If you're a fan of WWE, close your eyes for a second. Here we have a well-known ringside WWE set, and at first glance, it seems pretty cool, but the more you look at it, the more embarrassed you feel. The ring and the arena itself look pretty good, but then you look at the figures and you just get disappointed. I mean, they look like Roblox characters. They tried to save it a little bit with the add-ons around the arena, but they only made things worse. John Cena's garage on the right and the figure on the left explaining human evolution are pretty concerning. Even with all of this though, to be honest, the set still looks pretty good. I couldn't find any reviews and I doubt the quality is that good, but that doesn't change how it looks. And in the end, that's what matters most with anything LEGO. Up next is probably the most embarrassing knockoff in this whole video. This set was made by a company called May Lego, and in all honesty, these guys have no idea what they're doing. The name of this set is Superhero 2 Age of Ultron, but if you stop and think for a second, you might realize something. Superman is in this set, a hero from DC, and Age of Ultron is a movie from Marvel. These guys got their superhero universes completely mixed up. That's embarrassing enough on its own, but the fact that they put Superman, a guy who can literally fly, on a motorbike might be even worse. Up next, we have another abomination. I don't know why, but every time I see The Simpsons in 3D, they look super weird to me. Even the original LEGO Simpsons minifigures look awful in 3D. But when I saw this knockoff, I somehow started liking the LEGO ones. They're made by JLB, the same company that made the Anna Disney Princess knockoff from before. That alone speaks for itself, so let's move on to the next item. Last but certainly not least on my list, I present to you one of the most cursed LEGO knockoffs in all of creation, the Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse Mecha set. These guys have never looked worse. The set doesn't come with that many pieces, so the mechs really don't look that good. And the dark windows aren't helping at all. For some reason, this company decided to give Donald Duck miniguns for hands and Mickey Mouse missiles on top of his hands. I'm not really sure what the thought process was here, but it's safe to say these things are terrible. We have Kobe, a Polish toy company that's producing some incredible brick creations. In a market dominated by LEGO, Kobe stands out as an incredible alternative that caters to enthusiasts of LEGO in genres that are sparsely covered in LEGO's catalog. Their products range from old historical war vehicles all the way to fighter jets, and this is especially cool due to the fact that combat vehicles are something we rarely get to see from LEGO themselves. One of Kobe's many offerings is this replica set of the F-14 Tomcat, the iconic fighter jet immortalized in the hit movie Top Gun. What makes this even more impressive is the price point. Only a mere $80 compared to the hundreds you'd often find yourself shelling out for official LEGO sets. This set is a great example of Kobe's quality and attention to detail, as sometimes LEGO alternatives lack in this department. Every aspect of the F-14 Tomcat is masterfully recreated, from its iconic folding wings to a fully functional retractable landing gear. The level of precision and detail evident in this set is incredible, and it's seen in a multitude of other sets made by Kobe. Beyond its looks, the F-14 Tomcat includes well thought out instructions and high quality bricks that makes building just as simple as real Legos. Whether you're a seasoned builder or a beginner, Kobe definitely has something for you. Overall, Kobe stands out as an incredible LEGO alternative for a few reasons. They dive into niche areas like combat vehicles, which LEGO's official category rarely explores. As well, the affordability Kobe offers is very noteworthy. The F-14 is a prime example of how you can experience the fun in building without breaking the bank. At only $80, it provides outstanding value for money compared to the higher price tags often found with LEGO sets. Kobe's commitment to detail and quality shines through in all of their sets, and I will definitely be considering them the next time I'm looking for some Legos and don't want to hurt my wallet. Next up, we have Kada Bricks, a Chinese company that makes some seriously cool sets. If I'm being 100% honest, if I saw some of these, I would never think that they weren't official LEGO sets. Kada Bricks really goes above and beyond when it comes to detail and complexity with their Master series. These sets are a dream come true for those who love intricate and technically challenging builds, reminiscent of LEGO Technic sets. Kada's Master series has an absurd level of detail and an impressive piece count, making it the perfect alternative to LEGO's Technic line. Imagine building this Kada Lamborghini side by side with a LEGO Technic Lamborghini. Both sets feature an astonishing level of detail, and they're both designed to a 1:8 scale, meaning when built, they are over 2 feet long. What's even more impressive is that Kada's Master series sets comes at less than half the price of the LEGO Technic counterparts. It's the perfect choice for builders who want the complexity of LEGO Technic, but for half the cost. Kada's quality rivals LEGO Technic sets, giving you a top-tier experience without breaking the bank. Kada Bricks excels not only in technical builds, but also in architectural designs as well. Their building series, with sets like this detailed Japanese grocery store, showcases an unparalleled level of detail that easily compares to LEGO's Modular City and Icon series. What sets Kata apart from other alternatives is the incredible value they offer, especially with their building series, as it provides the same level of detail and creativity without the hefty price tag. The Japanese grocery store, for instance, features intricate shop fronts and charming aesthetics that transport you to the streets of Japan. It's almost impossible to distinguish it from a LEGO modular building or the work of a talented master builder. However, the big difference lies in the cost. For just $60, you can own a piece of brick-built art, whereas a comparable LEGO set could set you back as much as $300. Kata's building series is a large collection that caters to a wide variety of tastes. Whether you want to recreate iconic landmarks like Buckingham Palace or create your own unique cityscape, Kata gives you the opportunity to let your creativity run wild with their sets. If you're on the hunt for LEGO knockoffs, Amazon has a very extensive catalog to explore. From intricate sets to characters, there's a variety of alternatives that cater to specialty niches that LEGO wouldn't really ever make products for. For example, we have sets from the hit YouTube series Skibidi Toilet. Meet the Titan Speaker Man, a character many of you are probably familiar with. While LEGO probably won't create any Skibidi Toilets anytime soon, these alternative sets are available on various e-commerce platforms like Amazon, allowing fans to bring their favorite character, whether it be Speaker Man or the Sawblade Toilet, to life. Opting for LEGO alternatives proves to be a much more economical option. With a diverse range of products available, fans of much more niche areas can have a great time with building bricks, something that wouldn't be possible if it weren't for other options aside from LEGO. Enthusiasts can access affordable alternatives without compromising on quality, and love it or hate it, embracing these alternatives opens up a new world of possibilities for fans. Now, let's shift our focus to Mold King, a popular player in the market of LEGO alternatives. They offer a wide array of sets that capture the eyes of builders and collectors alike. Whether you just like a complex build, or for example are a huge Star Wars fan, Mold King probably has a set for you. Standing out in a market dominated by LEGO, Mold King gives fans an impressive alternative that spans various genres, like Star Wars. A standout example is their replica Star Destroyer set, a true grail for Star Wars fans and LEGO enthusiasts alike. This detailed and complex set rivals the official LEGO Star Destroyer in piece count, yet comes at half the price of the real deal, making it an attractive option for collectors. Priced hundreds of dollars lower than its LEGO counterpart, the Mold King Star Destroyer offers a great balance between quality and cost. Beyond its affordability, Mold King has good instructions for during your build, and make sure your pieces fit together just like real Legos would. In conclusion, Mold King emerges as a noteworthy LEGO alternative, not only for its affordability, but also for its dedication to delivering detailed and captivating sets. The replica Star Destroyer exemplifies Mold King's ability to offer an exceptional building experience at a fraction of the cost, making it a compelling choice for LEGO enthusiasts seeking both quality and value. Next up, we have Fisher Technic, a construction toy brand that allows people to build motorized sets, kind of like the pre-existing LEGO robotic sets. The company is based in Germany and has a much larger emphasis on the educational value of construction toys than LEGO does. Fisher Technic sets typically include pieces like beams, gears, axles, and motors that can be pieced together to make models of machines, vehicles, and a ton of other engineering-related products. I already said it earlier, but Fisher Technic has a huge emphasis on STEM education, and the sets are designed to teach the basics of physics, mechanics, and engineering in a hands-on and interactive way, making them super popular in schools or to build on your own. The sets cater to a wide range of ages and skill levels, from simpler models for beginners to more complex sets that create sophisticated and programmable robotic systems. Overall, I would say Fisher Technic is a super cool alternative to LEGO's line of programmable robotic sets. Here we have Lepin, another Chinese construction toy brand that makes some seriously cool creations. Much like Mold King, Lepin stands out for their ability to craft highly intricate and detailed sets that go toe-to-toe with real LEGO sets. One standout example is this old British post office set, a great example of Lepin's commitment to making detailed and high-quality building sets for our enjoyment. This post office set is incredible, capturing the intricacies of an old British post office with incredible detail. The level of detail extends beyond the exterior into the interior as well. Lepin's Creator Series is a treasure trove for building enthusiasts, offering a huge range of building sets that cater to various interests, from famous movie sets to astonishingly detailed buildings. The Creator Series series showcases Lepin's versatility and dedication to providing options for us to enjoy. Honestly, these sets deserve better than the label of mere LEGO knockoffs, as they exceed LEGO's offerings in terms of complexity and intricacy on some of their best construction sets. Along with this, another thing that sets Lepin apart from the crowd is its compatibility with authentic LEGO bricks. The seamless interchangeability of Lepin pieces with official LEGO components allows builders the freedom to mix and match, creating personalized masterpieces without missing a beat, whether you choose to follow the instructions of the set or go on your own building journey. The flexibility and quality of these bricks ensure a great experience, no different to what you'd get from LEGO. Up next, we have something that strays a little farther from the traditional studded brick we are all used to, but I think they are so cool. These are Magnetiles, a brand of magnetic building blocks unlike anything I've really seen before. These tiles are designed with embedded magnets along their edges, allowing them to easily connect to one another. You can position the magnets in a way that permits the tiles to attract and adhere to each other, enabling you to create various two-dimensional and three-dimensional structures, unlike anything you can do with LEGO. Magnetiles are mainly used as an educational toy for kids, developing creativity and motor skills, and in my opinion, they would make a great gift to a little sibling. The magnetic nature of the tiles makes them easy to connect and disconnect, providing a satisfying building experience similar to the experience you get from creating with LEGO. The tiles come in bright colors and various geometric shapes, offering endless possibilities for construction. These fun tiles also include characters and vinyl prints on the sides of the blocks for specifically themed sets. Take this jungle set for example. The characters adhere to the magnetic edges of the blocks just like the other pieces do, allowing for an endless combination of the structures. Magnetiles stands as a remarkable and educational alternative in the realm of creative building toys. These tiles offer a unique and engaging experience for children and adults alike, and the inherent simplicity of connecting and disconnecting the tiles really is wonderful. Magnetiles opens up a world of possibilities, making them a standout choice for those looking for a fun, simplistic building experience. Next up to enter the world of LEGO knockoffs is Banbao, a Chinese innovator in the realm of building blocks. Much like its counterparts, Banbao makes an array of vibrant construction sets, offering an exciting alternative to the traditional LEGO offerings. Banbao has a wide variety of sets. Whether you are looking for something more similar to LEGO Duplo or a set that takes place on Mars, Banbao has you covered. Here is this Mars colony set, where each brick transports you to another world, creating the complex landscape of a Martian space colony. The exterior depicts the aesthetics of a space colony required for life on the red planet. Banbao's commitment to quality shines through, offering young builders an immersive experience no matter the age range of the set you are building. Banbao's allure extends beyond a singular set. However, the rest of what they have to offer presents a plethora of options. From spaceships to castles, Banbao definitely has something you might be interested in. Here we have Xingbao, another company from, guess where? China. That's definitely not a bad thing though. Just like most of the other knockoff brands that we've seen, Xingbao definitely has a lot of inventory when it comes to sets. This is a huge benefit when purchasing LEGO alternatives, because most of them are manufactured in China anyway, meaning they can produce more bricks for cheaper, which ends up benefiting people like you and me. But besides that, let's look at some of their sets. Kind of like the offerings from Kata, Xingbao has two distinct genres of sets that they offer, being the more technical sets and the building sets. Let's look at one of their building sets. Part of their building blocks series. This is the Xingya Palace. Just like the real deal, Xingbao's building blocks series is a group of sets that all fit together modularly, meaning that you can make some super interesting cities and towns if you end up collecting enough of these sets. As per most of these sets we've seen in this video, this set is extremely intricate. From top balconies to the roof details, it definitely doesn't lack in quality. Also, following the theme of what we have seen throughout the video is price. Being a Chinese brand, that means that these sets can be produced at the same quality as real Legos without having to pay the markup of purchasing from an official Lego store. For example, the palace set we just looked at only comes in at $100, a mere fraction of what a similar set would run you from Lego's Modular Cities series. Xingbao also offers a variety of more technical sets with higher piece counts. Take for example this Model Ford GT. You can see it's a nice set, with a clean and polished exterior following suit with many of the vehicles that Xingbao has in their military and car series. Now, these sets are clearly knockoffs of the LEGO Technic series, but to be honest, I don't really mind it. Xingbao has a great variety of cars to choose from, like a Ford GT or a Bugatti Veyron, but also over in their military series, they've got helicopters, tanks, aircraft carriers, really anything you would want, which I think is really cool compared to the scarce offerings that LEGO has in that department. Overall, Xingbao sets cover a diverse range of themes, including architectural landmarks, military vehicles, and famous automobiles. And in the end, this expands the creative possibilities for builders, which is something that everyone can benefit benefit from. Knockoff or not, in the end, I would consider Xingbao a worthy LEGO alternative. This next company, Enlighten, has some pretty special offerings that we haven't really seen from any other brands in this video. For starters, if we are looking through the lens of a true LEGO knockoff, Enlighten would be on the other side of that lens. They actually replicate some of LEGO's old sets that are no longer produced, making them an interesting option to say the least. I actually even remember seeing some of the sets they produce now in commercials back when I was a kid, and it's really cool to see a brand keeping the allure of LEGO that we all love alive. Those aren't the only thing that this company produces though, as they still have the typical array of normal LEGO offerings like pirate ships, ice cream trucks, castles, really anything you would ever want. Overall, I would say Enlighten bricks are an interesting option to consider if you want to own a set that might break the bank by today's prices. Last but definitely not least, we have Sembo, and this LEGO knockoff brand might be one of the best that I have ever seen. Sembo has over 900 vehicles alone, from motorcycles to sports cars, fighter jets to cruise ships. Honestly, it's just insane compared to the selection from any other company in this video. All of their technical sets, whether it be in the military or car genre, are very high quality and detailed. In fact, I might even pick one up for myself, as I am a huge fan of sports cars. Sembo's technical series boasts an incredible level of detail and an impressive piece count, positioning it as a stellar alternative to LEGO's Technic line. Imagine putting together a Sembo set alongside a LEGO Technic set. While both sets showcase a remarkable attention to detail and design, Sembo's technical series comes at a price point of less than half compared to their LEGO Technic counterparts. It proves to be an ideal option for builders seeking the intimacy of LEGO Technic while maintaining an eye on cost. Sembo is a great knockoff option, no matter if you're considering buying one of their cars or if you want to build anything from their extensive catalog of options. Sembo is definitely a great pick. I just have to look at this LEGO Smurf cat. I cannot believe this guy has gotten so big that people are making him out of Legos. That is just so crazy. Now that I think about it, I don't even really know where he came from, but I guess he's here now. Does anyone actually even know how Smurf Cat started? Drop a comment if you have any idea. I could really use the help. Anyways, getting back to the items, Brickfolk has been making trending characters out of Legos for a while now, with his most popular being the Lego Alphabet lore and his mega compilation of Skibbity toilets. But since Smurf Cat stepped into the limelight, I guess he figured it was time to make one. He made 3 different versions, all more detailed than the last. The first one pretty much just looks like pixel art, which makes it pretty hard to tell that it actually is Smurf Cat. The second version is a lot more detailed than the first, but still looks a little funny. This time, the whiskers were added, but it honestly just makes him look like an old man. But with the third version, everything was perfect. Now, remember, he's still made out of Legos, so he's not gonna look hyper realistic or anything, but it looks pretty cool. And here he is, in all his glory. Brickfolk nailed his look with this version. From his mushroom hat, to his little walk, all the way down to the leaf on his backpack. Everything was accounted for. I think it's safe to say if any more funny characters sprout up across the internet, Brickfolk will be making a LEGO version. Up next, I'd like you to take a look at this YouTube channel under the name Ronald Twos. At first glance, Twos' channel looks like any other average LEGO Fanatics YouTube channel, but when you really look at what he's been posting over the years, you'll start to see he's no ordinary LEGO fan. The first video Twos posted on YouTube is titled Massive Huge Technic LEGO D11 Bulldozer. This was a set released by LEGO sometime in the early 2000s before it was remade in 2021. Twos continued to post videos of the D11 Bulldozer among many other things until 2015, and this was when we saw his first custom build. The video was titled Huge LEGO P&H Rope Shovel built by Ronald Twos, and shows a fully motorized and functional industrial rope shovel machine. Twos then uploads another video on the same day showing off the rope shovel's digging capabilities. I mean, this is just insane. This thing is made entirely out of Legos, and it also functions with a remote control and works just how any other toy would. As time goes on, Twos keeps making his own LEGO creations, with each one being better and more functional than the last. He did take a bit of a hiatus from YouTube, but when he came back, he made one of the coolest things I think I have ever seen. Take a look at this Terminator arm, made completely from scratch. When I tell you this is insane, I really mean it. Every single joint, from the wrist down to the knuckles on the pinky, are all functional. The video starts off with Twos just spinning the arm around, but if you think that's cool, wait until you see what he does next. Not only does he show every finger bending at every knuckle, but he even makes a fist out of the bionic arm. Mike Tyson better watch out. He goes on to show wrist movement and how different movements look at different angles. Twos made sure to dot his I's and cross his T's with this build, and it isn't even the coolest thing he's made. Up until this point, everything he's made has been powered by a motor, but what if instead of making something powered by motors, he made an actual motor out of Legos? Well, that's exactly what he did. The first motor he posted was this 7-cylinder radial engine made with Lego Technic parts. The engine has so many moving parts that it's hard to believe the entire thing really is made out of Legos. Just like in all of his other videos, Twos makes sure to get every angle of this engine while it's moving, which makes for a very fun viewing experience. While Twos has made a lot of different engines in his career, this is the last one I'll be covering. For some reason, this video never made it onto Twos' personal YouTube channel, but it was posted by Beyond the Brick around 3 months ago. This is the Lamborghini Aventador engine, made entirely out of Legos. It's a V12 engine with 12 cylinders, which means it takes a ton of parts to make this idea a reality. Unfortunately, there's no information on just how many pieces it actually took to make, so your guess is as good as mine. But just look at how cool this thing is. It's moving a whole lot faster than the radial engine and has so much more going on. I swear it looks like it could actually power a car. Twos has made a bunch of different engines, but in my opinion, this is by far the coolest. I mean, come on, it's a Lamborghini engine. Okay, I think it's time I move away from engines for a little bit. As cool as they are, there are loads of other custom Lego items that are just as awesome as engines. Let's take a look at some custom minifigures made by MGF Customs. Now, on one hand, Lego has been known to make some minifigures that look, well, let's just call it a little off. But on the other hand, there are some minifigures that fans have wanted forever that Lego just doesn't seem to care to make. So as a result, some people take it upon themselves to bring their favorite character into the world of Lego. And that's exactly what MGF Customs does. To start it off, you guys need to see this Killer Croc minifigure from the DC series. Okay, I can kind of see why Lego didn't want to make this guy into a minifigure, seeing as there is a lot going on here. But that did not stop MGF. Look at how well done the scales are on this minifigure. Isn't that crazy? Oh, by the way, did I mention he hand paints all of his custom minifigures? Yeah, talk about talent. These scales took MGF an entire day to paint, which is honestly less time than I would have thought. Man, this guy is committed. The detail on the scales is the obvious part, but there's a detail on this that I think is really cool that kind of gets glossed over. Look at the jacket that Croc is wearing. Not only is there another hand-painted logo on the back of the jacket, but if you look really closely, you can see that this guy is actually wearing a corduroy jacket. Pretty snazzy for a villain. Overall, this minifigure is off the charts. But if MGF can make Croc look that good, what else can he do? Up next is this Yellow Jacket minifigure from the first Ant-Man movie. This is by far one of the coolest paint jobs I've seen on a minifigure in general. MGF treated this guy like a new car, and boy did it pay off. Here's what the original looks like from the movie, and here's the Lego version made by MGF. It genuinely blows my mind that this wasn't made by Lego themselves. Look at how good this is. This is one of the most well-made helmets I've seen on a minifigure. Adding that together with the paint job on the body and everything else, including the stingers coming off of his back, this guy is just incredible. But there is one other minifigure that I think looks a little bit better. I might be biased, but there's no way I could leave it out. This is the Iron Spider suit from Avengers Infinity War. If you want to talk about paint jobs, this guy takes the cake. Not only are there 4 colors that had to be used, but the web pattern had to be as symmetrical as possible, which is extremely difficult. While that's all well and good, the story behind the pincers on the back is mind-boggling. These pincers are actually from another franchise called Minimade, which luckily enough for MGF were compatible with Legos. To get this to work, he had to modify the neck brace the pincers were originally on, then take 8 whole hours to paint the pincers. After all of that, he was able to attach them onto the minifigure and end up with this result. See, I told you it was better. The last minifigure I'm going to show from MGF is this insane Thanos minifigure, or as he likes to call it, Big Fig. I had to include this just so I could show you guys the difference between Lego's Thanos minifigure and MGF's Thanos minifigure. It's literally like night and day. Lego's version of Thanos looks alright at best. There isn't that much detail involved for any part of it besides the faceplate. The armor looks a little weird since it's fused into his skin, and the Infinity Gauntlet kind of looks like a McDonald's toy. But MGF's Thanos hit every nail on the head. Of course, he had to show up with the incredible attention to detail as usual. While the faceplate may not have as much emotion, literally everything else is better, so it doesn't even matter. The armor looks like actual armor, and the clothes he's wearing look phenomenal. And then there's the Infinity Gauntlet. This thing on its own looks like a collector's item. I cannot say enough about the details with these minifigures. The Gauntlet's paint job is magnificent, and the stones complement it so well. This guy even made the stones look good. There is no doubt in my mind that MGF is one of the best minifigure designers of all time. Lego better step up their game. Okay, this next custom Lego item is one for the books. It's a version of the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, but I can promise you you that you've never seen one like this before. This is the Millennium Falcon built by Zeke W at Bricks and Minifigs, a store located in Plano, Texas. This ship is the real deal. It has so many pieces that Zeke doesn't even remember the exact amount it took to build this thing. The best guess he had was 20,000, which is literally more than double the amount of pieces in the Ultimate Collector Series version. The ship is 24 inches wide, that's 2 feet, and 34.5 inches long. That is almost 3 feet, making it one of the biggest LEGO Millennium Falcons on record. Zeke goes into detail about what he felt needed to be improved with the already existing Millennium Falcon, and shows how he was able to pull that off with his build. For starters, he said how he wanted to really capture the flying saucer look that the Falcon has. To do that, he sectioned it off 3 times to get 3 different angles before reaching the top of the ship, which is completely flat. Obviously, a lot of work went into making the outside of the ship look as detailed and accurate as possible. But what about the inside? Typically, the interior of LEGO Star Wars ships don't have that much going on, unless of course we're talking about the Ultimate Collector Series. Those ships get crazy. But what's interesting with the Zeke's ship is that a lot of the 20,000 pieces were actually used on the inside of the ship. In the video provided by Beyond the Brick, Zeke takes off the top parts of the ship to show what he built on the interior, and what he did was unbelievable. He got everything right, even parts of the ship that we've never seen before, but I'll save that for later. He built everything, from the little seating area where Chewie got a little angry, to the vents that hold questionable cargo. He even built the path that leads to the cockpit perfectly, giving us an idea of what it would actually be like to be inside the ship. Then there's the spot for the gunman. Zeke built this in a way where when you look through it, you can see all the way through the ship, just how it was in the movie. And for the part we've never seen before, Zeke took it upon himself to create a cargo bay that I wouldn't even think twice about. It fits in perfectly, and for it never having been shown before, he did a really good job. I could go on about this ship forever, but I don't want to bore you guys. Up next is a build from the GOAT of Legos himself, TD Bricks. The build I'll be talking about is this incredible LEGO theme park. At first, TD didn't really know how to go about making a theme park out of Legos, so he took a trip to Legoland to see how the experts did it. Talk about commitment. After studying Legoland, he got to work and made the best LEGO theme park on YouTube. He starts off by making this super cool entrance with a LEGO Earth and a rocket flying off of it. I already want to go there, and there aren't even any rides yet. After he equips the entrance with a few ticket stands, he starts building the first ride. He makes a huge staple roller coaster, which every theme park has, and even makes it so that it works on its own. That is insane to do with Legos. After making the ride a little more welcoming, he moves on and makes a Ferris wheel. Then he makes a swing, which you'll usually see at just about every theme park or carnival. His was spinning a little fast though. I really hope you don't get any lawsuits, TD. After making 3 rides, he finally starts getting some customers. The rides fill up, and TD is on his way to making it big in the theme park business. After the big wave of customers, he makes another infamous ride. This time it was the Dropper, and unfortunately he ran out of motors, so it didn't work on its own. After that, he makes a few concession stands, because everybody knows food and roller coasters go together like peanut butter and jelly. Then he makes some bumper cars so all the kids can learn to drive and become functioning members of society. After this, he had some bathrooms and a cleanup crew for all the satisfied customers. Next, he makes some crazy tall water slides with real water at the end of the ride. And to finish things off, he added the famous theme park ladder game and a basketball with some big prizes at stake. Who doesn't love raid games? Anyways, last but certainly not least on our list, we have the Rick and Morty minifigures. Rick and Morty is a show that's been going on for almost 10 years now. It can be a little inappropriate at times, so it's no wonder LEGO hasn't made something involving them yet. That didn't stop fans though. There's definitely some crossover between LEGO fans and Rick and Morty fans, so eventually someone had to make it happen. And who other than TD Bricks? In 2018, almost 6 years ago, TD showed off these Rick and Morty minifigures along with a few others. They're from a website called minifigs.me, and if they were doing this 6 years ago, I can only imagine what they're doing now. So let's take a peek. Some of their most famous minifigures include Deadpool, John Wick, Michael Myers, RoboCop, and so many others. They even have an entire section made for public figures. When it comes to custom minifigures, I think minifigs.me has the most versatility, but they're still not coming close to my guy MGF. What was your favorite custom LEGO item? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.